Iran and 6 world powers reached a breakthrough deal during the early hours of Sunday morning to curb Tehran's nuclear program. The agreement between Iran and the United States, France, Germany, Britain, China and Russia was finally signed after more than 4 days of negotiations. The deal could be the first sign of an emerging compromise between the Islamic State and the West. But Israel's not convinced.
This agreement, its significance threatens many countries, and of course Israel is among them. Israel is not committed by this agreement. The regime in Iran is committed to destroying Israel, and Israel has the right and the obligation to defend itself by itself from any threat. I would like to make clear, as the Prime Minister of Israel, Israel will not allow Iran to develop military nuclear capability.
The agreement allows for the lifting of the main sanctions on oil and banking, which has all but crippled the Iranian economy. It releases just over $4 billion in Iranian oil sales revenue from frozen accounts and suspends restrictions on the country's trade in gold, petrochemicals, car and plane parts. In return, Iran undertakes to restrict its nuclear activities. Over the next 6 months, Iran has agreed to stop enriching uranium above 5% and dilute its stock of 20% enriched uranium, removing a major proliferation concern. Not to increase its stockpile of low-enrichment uranium. Freeze its enrichment capacity by not installing any more centrifuges. Not to fuel or to commission the heavy water reactor in its building in Arak, accept more intrusive nuclear inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency, including daily visits to some facilities. Israel and much of the West worry that Iran's nuclear program serves as a guise for a weapons drive, but Tehran denies the claim and insists it's only for civilian purposes.
News that moves. ENCA.com.